Put this over here. Welcome back, everybody. I have been struggling with my microphone setup recently. We're gonna try get this figured out. There we go. Burning Palace, hello, hello. 260 join. Ooh, that's no good. I hope you're all right. That's no bueno. Take the day off. Don't worry about drawing today. Feel free to suggest a character if you want to add one to the list. Got a pretty good list today. Hello, Bionic. How are you? It's a slow day. It's a slow day. We're gonna take it pretty chill. There's a cat cruising for food. My glasses are severely dirty for some reason. It's been hot. It's been hot here. I assume everybody knows that. And as such, everything is just... It's blazing hot, yeah. Get everything cleaned up here so I can see through my glasses. Through my glasses. Sticker packs are available. That's it. That's all I got. Let's draw some rugbies. I feel like trash. I need to study, but I'm lurking mostly. That is no problem at all. Like I said, today's going to be pretty chill. Get your studying done. Megumi, hello, hello. Ba, 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 ba. Da, 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 da. Up there. Let's transition this over. Ba, ba, ba. There we go. All right. It's Wednesday again. We do this every Wednesday. I think people know what's going on. We're going to draw some characters submitted by the community. I'm going to start off with the rugby to get warmed up. Yeah, that's it. That's all I got. That's the whole shebang. We got a pretty good list today. Da, 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 da.
Hello.
Hello, hello. Welcome in. Oh, we gotta wake up. I gotta wake up. How are you today, Druid?
I'm okay. I had a rough morning, a bit of a migraine, but I'm doing better.
That's no good. My foot hurts today, and I assume it's because I'm super dehydrated. So we're gonna try to just like chug water. I say as I now realize I left my drink on the counter. I'll be right back. I'm gonna go get that. Today is the day of drinking water. Too hot, drink water. Feeling sick, drink water. That's it. That is the plan. Woo, some hype. I need to post that I'm doing this because I always forget.
I gotta get warmed up.
Do I need to go to my own YouTube page for this. Let's see how this works. There we go.
I should warn you, there's a minor amount of construction happening in my house right now, a little bit of plumbing happening. So if horrible sounds get made, I will try to mute my microphone as quickly as possible, but just be aware, I'm not being murdered by a chainsaw massacre. I think most of the noisy stuff has already happened, though, so
That's
we
good.
should be good. Yeah,
Alright.
we should be good. Yeah,
Let's show this rugby. Sorry, I didn't mean to yell at you there.
you're good.
Good. Bum, bum, oh, robot. Yeah, last night was awful.
Oh no.
It was just hot, so I stayed up, and then at like midnight, I was like, all right, time to go to bed. And opened the windows, and it's like, it's still hot outside.
Oof.
Still the same temperature.
Yep.
So I set up the fans to just blow air through the whole house. And it's like, that works. I had the audio done for the next YouTube video yesterday, and then I was listening to it and editing it, and I was like, this is fucking garbage.
Oh no.
So I stopped, and I had to go around the house and turn off all the fans and turn off the AC. And I was like, I need to record like 2 paragraphs of this. I need to redo this. And so I did that, and it took me about 10-15 minutes, and I was just like, it's so hot. Why is it so hot? No chainsaw murdering happening. Good to hear. Yeah. But I hope it's done. It should be done now. So today I'm just going to work on the art. And I'm much happier with it.
Good.
I had somebody in one of my comments say that I took a low blow taking a shot at furries. And I was like, I hope not. I hope I didn't intend for anything I said to be insulting.
Yeah. I'm not a furry, but I don't think he said anything particularly insulting or controversial.
I hope not. As far as I can tell, because I rewatched the video, I'm just like, I think I can mention furries, but I didn't mean to be insulting. So if I'm ever insulting, please let me know, because that's not my intent. I try very hard not to be insulting or derogatory, defamatory. I try not to be aggressive, but that doesn't always work out. Sometimes I'm
Yeah. Yeah. And sometimes we wake up grumpy.
Oh, it's funny when I get. I've never gotten like aggressive comments towards me or anybody. Like, I had one person be like, "Your art sucks," and I was like, "Whatever." Like, that's not constructive criticism.
Yeah.
But like, I don't think I've ever had anybody send me a comment that was just like inherently bad. Like, you did a terrible job, or like this is really, really awful. So I'm happy about that. But like, when people do send me stuff like that, it's like, I hope that was a miscommunication and not me actually not understanding what I've done, or talk to not about. Yeah. I don't think with furries I've talked about. It's hard to actually be offensive unless you're being actively malicious. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, with what I draw and how I draw, furry community is just, it's going to be part of what I do.
Yeah, I mean, like, same.
I think D&D is just kind of inherent in that, because it's like, I want to be a cat boy. Cool.
Like, yeah, fantasy character illustration, like, and furry community has a lot of overlap, right? And, like, one of my favorite things about the furry community is that they're generally very kind, very accepting, and have a really good sense of humor about themselves. Yeah.
Well, that was the furry portion of today. Now we just have to do food and Star Wars. It's been a successful day. Music is a bit loud. Okay. I think I might.
We don't have to do Star Wars. We could do Lord of the Rings instead.
We could do Lord of the Rings. This actually is really loud. Why are you so loud? Ugh. Something was happening with Lord of the Rings, and I was really excited about it. I don't remember what it was.
Did it have to do with the Netflix series?
No. Oh, it was just I was watching a thing with Adam Savage about what a workshop.
Oh, yeah.
Made me think about it. That's what it was. I got the edits from the book I made last Christmas.
Mm-hmm.
Got those in the mail. That turned out pretty good. It's a lot
Good.
thinner than I thought it would be, but I mean, it's like a 40-page pamphlet of how to draw, so it's not like huge. But printing turned out really well. I was pretty excited for it.
Good.
Downside, I have no idea where it's going to be sold. I get no money if it's sold. But I still want to promote it, you know. So like,
Yeah.
I don't have it for sale. I'm sorry. I'll try to figure out a way to like show it off one of these days. But yeah, it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. Yeah. Might be doing another one of those. It's kind of fun working with publishing companies. It's interesting. Like, draw stuff and I'll pay you money. It's like, yes, those are things I like.
Oh, so that was not a sarcastic statement.
I mean, no, it's fine.
I've heard a lot of people not enjoy their time working with publishing companies.
I definitely, I've never really talked to or worked with a large organization. I've always worked with like individuals, specifically like people who are trying to do something on a single scale. So like when I worked for the National Science Foundation for a little bit through the University of Idaho. But really, even with that being like the grant, I was really working for like two guys. And then same thing when I worked at the university, different part of the university, I was basically doing a whole bunch of like audio visual stuff for one guy trying to get this huge organization off the ground, but it was just the one dude. So when it comes to like publishing companies too, this is a really like small town publishing company. I think it's like 2 or 3 people that did that, and yeah, it was interesting. It was an interesting experience. But I don't know. I would love to kind of get out there and do my own book publishing, but at the same time, I have no idea how to do that, where to start, you know?
Yeah. I mean, like,
I tried to do that coloring book last Christmas, and just trying to get that formatted correctly for Amazon was a pain in the ass, and I never got it finished, and then by the time I got something with a semblance of like, this could work, it was already so close to Christmas that like I have no way of getting this out to like my Patreon members. So I kind of dropped it. I still have it, so we'll try to pick that back up. Furries have been in Lord of the Rings since The Hobbit. See Bjorn. Corvus, how are you today? We're having a chill day. Talking about stuff. Yeah.
Drawing creepy soulless myconids.
As you do.
As you do. As I do.
Should I make a mushroom rugby?
You can if you want.
Yeah, so it is interesting with the book. Like, it's essentially, it's the same kind of commission work I do all the time, but seeing it in print is kind of cool. I had a handful of guys license some of my work for PDFs and like zines and stuff. So that's out there too, but it's not like not printed, which is cool. It's a different medium that I'm now part of. I guess I need to change my CV and say, hey, I wrote a book. See if people can find them out in the wild somewhere. It's been a long day. That's not good. Played some D&D yesterday with the Patreons. That was fun.
Yeah. If you guys missed it, it was on the Twitch channel, right?
Yeah,
the VOD's still there?
The VOD should still be there if people want to go watch it, yeah.
It was a shopping episode, though, so, like, if you have other things to do...
I am struggling a little bit with that campaign now. So I was running it with Kevin the Necromancer as well. And, it's gone on much longer than I had assumed it would, because it was supposed to be I built a setting that is now very active. Like, people have kind of explored it and run through it and done stuff.
Yeah.
But like I never had an end state for the campaign itself, right? Like, it was not designed to have like, here's the one through point that's gonna end the story.
Yeah.
Like, so now I have to come up with the ending, and I think part of the problem I'm having is that like kind of each of the characters and each of the attempts that I've run through, because I have a few different parties kind of going through it, each kind of want it to end it differently, and so it's like I gotta figure all this out. So it's gonna be fun.
Yeah, everybody definitely has their own character motivations and expectations for what's happening,
which is fair, because like it was designed to not really be designed around like, okay, you're the main character. It's like there are 5 or 6 characters right now.
Yeah, it was like
how can we do that?
It was very clearly designed to be a flexible setting, right? To not be any one thing, but to be whatever, but to be what basically the people who played it needed it to be for brief periods of time.
Yeah.
Which is cool, but definitely does come with its own set of challenges. I'm glad that on my second edition Pathfinder campaign, I told all of you guys right up front, there is going to be no story. Whatever happens is just whatever you guys want to happen. You build it. I'll set up the setting, and everything else is up to you.
Yeah, I kind of like that. I kind of like the games that are a good example. Lars had a really cool campaign for us set up based off of the Mines of Phandelver, and then he kind of took it his own way. But the problem was, like, we kept going, and then one of our players, well, it was Kevin the Necromancer, was like, hey, I don't know if I can play as much D&D, can we kind of finish up the story? And I feel like we kind of rushed the ending, which was like, oh, bummer, because I wanted to see where that was going. I liked that. Like having one story can be really fun, but at the same time, I also like the kind of ethereal nature of just like there's no grand plot. This is just a place for you guys to come and hang out and play around and see what happens. I think that's great. So there's definitely places for both because
absolutely. You
can definitely get some really cool character stories in when you have those long-winded storylines, but they do. They come with the cost of not getting finished or requiring more time and input. I think this is one of the cuter rugbies I've drawn.
I think so as well. Those eyes.
I don't know what it... Yeah, maybe it's just because I put too much detail into the eyes.
The eyes are very over-detailed Powerpuff Girl. I hope you don't take that as an insult. It was not meant as such.
I see some shit. Goblins! Arthas of Nathan updated the site. All new things. Psychic classes, archives of Nathan's. Nice.
It's finally out.
I mean, it's only been like 10 years, right? I was going to say, even in single parties, the goals are entirely different in what they want. Yeah, that definitely can be the case. I think I've had the benefit of playing with like very close friends for a lot of my D&D. So like a lot of the time when we get into a campaign, it's very apparent when one person like has kind of has the wheel when it comes to the story. Like this, you're the main character for this arc, but everyone's story is like intertwined. So I don't have a lot of like diverging ideas, except like in the case with Kevin the Necromancer and my friend Shu. One was basically lawful good and one was lawful evil, and so it's like this isn't gonna work. We gotta split it. We gotta break this up. So that kind of thing happens. Ratfolk Witch. I can put that on the list.
That sounds like fun.
Original D&D includes space, guns, and spaceships, and time travel and aliens. Back when Gary Gygax was writing it, the idea of D&D is only sword and sorcery. Is Meyer modern? Is that a hot take? Like, sorry, Bionic, that was kind of out of the blue. There are more modules that add a lot of stuff, like Mind Flayers. Okay. Sure. I mean, Dungeons and Dragons was supposed to be the Final Fantasy version of Greyhawk, right? Or was it the other way around? D&D was it was always built with modularity in mind, I think.
Yeah.
The setting is just kind of developed around the rule set you have at the time. I think there's a really cool... there's a game called Card Hunter. And it's essentially you can play with up to 3 people. You can play it by yourself, though. You're playing D&D with a deck of cards. And the game is set as if you are playing a tabletop RPG. So like the main narrator is a dungeon master, and he's like, okay, so this happens, and then the pizza girl shows up, and it's weird. Like there's a storyline that gets developed in between playing the different encounters.
Yeah, we played that a little bit on stream, didn't we?
I think so. Yeah, I would love to play that again. But what I was trying to get at was eventually they do like there are just modules that are like, oh, space zombies, or here's a whole pack about vampires, and like it was a really cool concept for a game, and I really enjoyed it. I've played it quite a few times, and so yeah, like D&D, if you want to add space guns and aliens, like it fits. It all works, and it's kind of how it's meant to be.
I mean, yeah, I've never heard anybody who wanted to argue that point, so I'm a little bit confused as to where that comment was coming from.
Just a bit of trivia that was kind of relevant to a previous topic.
Okay, gotcha.
Alrighty, I got a whole bunch of things on a list. I'm gonna roll a d20, and we're gonna see what we're gonna draw.
All right, I'm gonna finish drawing these giant cestus gloves on my mic in it, and I'll do the same.
Did I ever tell you about my character, Talk?
I'm not sure.
He was a weirwood, which is plant people, like
Yeah,
kind of like a
playable treant.
playable tree ant, but all partly Warforged. Like they were created by wizards and just exist now. Most excited about is the Spelljammer coming out soon. Nice, yeah, that'll be fun. Spelljammer will be really fun. I gave him big old giant meaty hand fists, and that was his thing. He would just run around punching people. It was great. Definitely would play again. His name was the sound of hitting a log, which I thought was really fun. An Aztec barbarian half-orc with a I can't say that word. M-A-C...
Makwahitl.
Makwahitl? Okay. Or just a spear. Is that the spear on a stick?
Makwahitl is the wooden club sword that's got
Onyx on the outside.
serrated blades of obsidian. Yeah, all up and down.
Got it. What are you most excited about the Spelljammer coming out soon? I don't know. I didn't play a lot of Spelljammer because, oddly enough, I have so much sci-fi stuff in my brain anyways. I just never... Tabletopping has always been more medieval to me. Because if I want to play space stuff, I just go play Halo. Like I don't have a good multiplayer fantasy game to play. So this is kind of what I do. H. Adam, hello. How are you today? We're drawing. What am I doing? Half-orc barbarian.
Yeah.
Aztec half-orc barbarian. That guy's just dressed up like a cheetah. Gotcha, yep. When in doubt, attach blades to it. That's how we roll.
Also, by the way, I apologize if my pronunciation of Makwahitl was off. That is as close as I can get.
I have never heard it said before.
I have actually gone in and researched it a couple of times because I think it's a really cool weapon. You know what? Mesoamerican phonetics is really difficult for me. I found out.
It's a lot about the back of the throat, I think.
Yeah,
sorry.
there is a lot of glottal sounds. You're correct.
Started looking into how to pronounce different things, and a lot of it is mouth shapes. And that's why certain accents have hard times with other accents because they're just not used to different mouth shapes. Imagine that sound is determined by the shape of your mouth and your tongue. Weird. And then there's Steve-O.
I don't know anything about Steve-O.
Steve-O has a weird thing where he doesn't use his vocal cords to talk.
Oh.
It's really strange.
Okay.
That's why
good for him.
Steve-O's such a weird voice.
Gotcha. This conversation is reminding me a little bit of a snippet of a comedy bit I watched early. I think it was Monday, maybe it was Sunday, but the comedian was talking about how he had his daughter in like she had a speech impediment, and had her going to a vocal coach because she couldn't pronounce her R's correctly, and then like saw a vocal coach for years and never improved. And so then like think like in her teens they started to, or they consulted a physician and found out that the perineum, the little connective tissue underneath her tongue that connects your tongue to the bottom of your mouth was so short, like it was so tight that she literally could not touch the tip of her tongue to the roof of her mouth, so she could not make an R sound. And so then, yeah. Anyway, the whole bit was basically, and then she had surgery, and the whole thing was basically him having her tell him off for not considering that after all of those years that she wasn't actually lazy, but the problem was, yeah.
I bet that's a little hyperbolic because I fuck that speech coach. Like, okay,
Yeah,
let's work
no,
on
I mean,
this. It doesn't appear that you can physically do it. Just keep working on it. It's like,
no,
excuse
like
me?
it totally was hyperbolic, and like that's the point. It was a comedy bit, right? I'm not doing it justice.
That's the problem with like telling stories of comedians, right? Like,
Yeah, totally.
if it was just the story that was funny, then it would just be told everywhere. Like, comedians are actors.
Yeah, I was telling the story in order to try to jog my memory into remembering the comedian's name so I could share it with all of you actually, but that has not happened, and I am a failure.
I've somehow drawn a Cell from Dragon Ball Z, and that's not what I intended.
You have.
Is this character from the Mushroom RPG from like 2010? It looks great. The Mushroom
No,
Man.
this is just off the top of my head. I always warm up with a Mycadid.
Was that a video game or is that a?
Yeah, I'm not familiar with this, but that sounds right up my alley.
Apparently, drawing rugbies makes me. I'm gonna start over.